Imagine a room, not merely adorned, but constructed entirely of dazzling amber panels, gold leaf, and intricate mirrors. A masterpiece so opulent, it was dubbed the eighth wonder of the world. This was the Amber Room, a jewel of Russian tsars, a testament to unparalleled artistry and wealth. But in the dying embers of World War II, amidst the chaos and destruction, this extraordinary treasure simply vanished. Its disappearance ignited one of history's most enduring riddles, captivating historians, obsessing treasure hunters, and, for some, proving a deadly obsession. What truly happened to the Amber Room in 1945, and why do its whispered secrets still claim lives today? Our story begins in the early 18th century, in the workshops of Prussia. Commissioned by King Frederick I, the Amber Room was an unprecedented feat of craftsmanship. Master artisans meticulously cut, shaped, and polished 6 tons of Baltic amber, assembling it into shimmering wall panels, intricate mosaics, and decorative elements. This wasn't just furniture. It was an architectural marvel, designed to envelop its occupants in a warm, ethereal glow. Its creation was an agonizing process, taking over a decade, resulting in a room unlike anything seen before or since, valued at an astronomical sum even then. The Amber Room's fate took an unexpected turn in 1716. King Frederick William I, Frederick I's successor, sought to strengthen ties with Imperial Russia. In a gesture of goodwill, he presented the magnificent room to Tsar Peter the Great. It was an extravagant diplomatic gift, signifying a bond between two great European powers. Dismantled and packed into 18 large crates, the Amber Room embarked on its journey eastward, a silent promise of alliance traveling across the continent, destined for a new, grander home in the Russian Empire. For decades, the crates remained largely unopened. It wasn't until the reign of Empress Elizabeth, Peter the Great's daughter, that the Amber Room found its true home. Architect Francesco Rastrelli was tasked with incorporating it into the opulent Catherine Palace at Tsarskoye Selo. Under Elizabeth and later Catherine the Great, the room was expanded, adorned with even more amber, gold leaf, mirrors, and precious stones, transforming it into an overwhelming spectacle of imperial power and luxury. It became the ultimate reception chamber, bathing guests in an otherworldly, golden light, a true highlight of the Russian monarchy. For 2 centuries, the Amber Room remained a symbol of Russian imperial might, surviving revolutions and political upheaval. But as the 20th century plunged into its darkest chapter, the thunder of World War II echoed across Europe. In June 1941, Nazi Germany launched Operation Barbarossa, a brutal invasion of the Soviet Union. As German forces advanced with terrifying speed, threatening Leningrad and the surrounding imperial palaces, a desperate plan was put into motion to save Russia's cultural treasures, including the irreplaceable Amber Room. Soviet curators and staff at Catherine Palace worked feverishly, against time and dwindling resources, to dismantle the Amber Room. However, the amber had become brittle with age, making it impossible to remove the panels without causing irreparable damage. The original plan to pack it into crates, as it had been 2 centuries prior, proved impossible. Instead, they attempted to conceal its brilliance by covering the walls with plain wallpaper, hoping to camouflage it from the approaching enemy. It was a futile gesture, a heartbreaking testament to their desperate situation. The German Wehrmacht swiftly occupied Tsarskoye Selo in September 1941. They immediately recognized the poorly disguised Amber Room beneath its thin paper veil. Nazi art experts and soldiers meticulously dismantled the panels, carefully packing them into 36 crates. These crates were then loaded onto trains and transported away from the war zone. Their destination, Königsberg Castle, the historic capital of East Prussia, the very land where the amber had been mined and the room. Originally crafted, the room had come home, but under the darkest of circumstances. Upon its arrival in Königsberg, the Amber Room was reassembled, or at least partially, within the grand halls of the city's ancient castle. For a brief period, it was put on display in the Königsberg Castle Museum. This wasn't merely about admiration. It was a potent piece of propaganda for the Third Reich, a reclaimed German masterpiece, now in its rightful, ancestral home. For those few years, the golden light of the Amber Room once again glowed, albeit under the shadow of a brutal war, a stolen jewel in a conqueror's crown. As the war progressed, the tide relentlessly turned against Germany. By 1944, the Soviet Red Army was advancing westward, pushing deep into German territory. Königsberg, a vital strategic port and fortress, became a prime target. Allied air raids pounded the city, turning much of it into rubble. The ancient Königsberg Castle, once a symbol of Prussian power and the temporary home of the Amber Room, faced relentless bombing. The future of the room, and the city itself, hung precariously in the balance. In April 1945, Königsberg fell to the Red Army after a brutal siege. When Soviet troops entered the devastated castle, they found only charred ruins and empty cellars. The Amber Room was gone, utterly, completely vanished. There was no trace of the 36 crates, no sign of the shimmering panels, no indication of its fate. Its disappearance at the very end of the war, amidst such chaos, cemented its legend. Was it destroyed in the bombings? Hidden by retreating Nazis? Or spirited away to some secret location? The world was left with a gaping void and an insoluble mystery. The search for the Amber Room began almost immediately after the war, fueled by both Soviet determination and the sheer value of the lost treasure. Historians, intelligence agencies, and countless amateur treasure hunters have dedicated their lives to unraveling its secrets. The Cold War only intensified the hunt, with both East and West suspecting the other of possessing the prize. From forgotten bunkers in Germany to sunken U-boats in the Baltic, every lead, no matter how remote, has been pursued with obsessive zeal, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions. The legend of the Amber Room carries a darker undertone. Many involved in its post-war fate or subsequent search met untimely ends, fueling whispers of a curse. George Brander, the German expert who packed the room, died mysteriously. Alfred Rohde, the director of the Königsberg Museum, died shortly after claiming the room was destroyed. Later, treasure hunters like Erich Koch, a former Nazi Gauleiter, were extensively interrogated but revealed little. Other lesser-known but equally dedicated individuals pursuing leads have vanished or died in strange circumstances, leading to the chilling belief that the Amber Room actively resists being found, claiming those who get too close. One of the most straightforward, yet devastating, theories suggests the Amber Room was simply destroyed by the inferno that consumed Königsberg. Proponents argue that the castle, a primary target, was engulfed in flames. Amber, though seemingly robust, is ultimately fossilized tree resin and combustible. The sheer heat could have melted or incinerated the panels, reducing the eighth wonder to ash and smoke. This theory offers a tragic, albeit definitive, end to the mystery, eliminating hope for its recovery. Yet many refuse to believe such a masterpiece could simply vanish without a trace. Another compelling theory posits that the Amber Room was not destroyed, but expertly hidden. As the Red Army approached, desperate Nazis could have packed the crates into secret bunkers, underground tunnels, or sealed vaults beneath Königsberg Castle, or somewhere in the vast, labyrinthine network of passages beneath the city. Some suggest it was moved to other locations within East Prussia, buried in remote forests or lakes. This theory fuels the endless searches, offering hope that the room lies dormant, awaiting rediscovery, a sleeping beauty beneath the scarred earth. A more audacious theory suggests the Amber Room was smuggled out of Königsberg before its fall, perhaps by high-ranking Nazis as a personal prize or a potential bargaining chip in the chaotic final days of the Reich. It could have been transported by U-boat across the Baltic Sea, hidden on a train, or loaded onto a ship destined for South America or a neutral country. This theory opens a vast array of possibilities, leading treasure hunters across continents, following whispers of Nazi escape routes and hidden caches, making the search global and endlessly complex. The Amber Room's mystery has also intertwined with other fabled lost treasures, most notably the Gold Train, a legendary Nazi train supposedly laden with riches, hidden in a Polish tunnel. While the Amber Room itself is distinct, the broader narrative of Nazi hidden treasures often merges, fueling widespread searches across Eastern Europe. Every rumor of a buried vault or secret tunnel ignites new hope, drawing treasure hunters to forgotten corners of the continent, perpetuating the thrilling, dangerous, and often fruitless quest. While the original remains lost, the spirit of the Amber Room lives on. In 1979, the Soviet Union launched an ambitious project to recreate the room based on old photographs and original plans. After decades of painstaking work by Russian master artisans, a magnificent replica was finally unveiled in 2003 at the Catherine Palace, precisely where the original once stood. This breathtaking recreation stands as a powerful testament to human resilience, a symbol of hope, and a reminder of the enduring beauty of what was lost, yet also a poignant reminder that the original is still missing. Despite the passage of nearly 80 years, the allure of the Amber Room remains undiminished. Its legendary status, immense value, and the deep mystery surrounding its fate continue to draw enthusiasts and adventurers. The dream of unearthing this eighth wonder persists, fueling expeditions into dark corners of history and geography. But the search remains fraught with peril, a deadly game of cat and mouse with history, where the ultimate prize is as elusive as ever, and the cost of the hunt can be tragically high, leaving a chilling question. What secrets does the Amber Room truly guard? The Amber Room, born of fire and light, became a symbol of both imperial grandeur and devastating loss. Its disappearance at the crucible of World War II left a void that historians and treasure hunters have tried to fill for generations. Was it incinerated in Königsberg's fiery embrace, hidden deep beneath the earth, or spirited away by the desperate few? The answers remain elusive, obscured by the fog of war and time. Yet, the hunt continues, a testament to humanity's insatiable desire for discovery, for unraveling history's greatest riddles. But as the shadows lengthen and new seekers venture forth, the Amber Room whispers its warning. Some treasures are perhaps best left undisturbed, their secrets forever shrouded in mystery, and their pursuit a path to peril.